MotorWeek is made possible by TireRack.com and RockAuto.com.
When asked why they considered buying an electric vehicle, most EV owners point to the environmental benefits. The driving electric means emitting zero tailpipe emissions. But once people dive into the EV lifestyle, they quickly point out other reasons for not missing their internal combustion cars.
The biggest benefit, I think, is the extremely low cost of ownership, and of course the side benefit that it's extremely healthy to the environment because it's not a gasoline-powered vehicle, it's not spewing any carbon emissions out into the air, which is good for all of us.
Part of it was reducing our emissions. We were on a track trying to reduce our household, our family emissions. And the other part was actually sort of a little bit of a surprise, was they are so much fun.
So what I love about this car is the acceleration. It's 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds, which is better than any car I've had.
We've got to give some credit to Tesla and their ludicrous mode for popularizing the notion that electric vehicles can be kick-ass performance cars, and other EV makers are following suit. But even the most basic EV can be fun to drive thanks to their electric motor's instant-on torque curve. Sergeant Richard Hartnett of the Hyattsville, Maryland Police liked his own Chevy Bolt so much, he lobbied to drive one at work, too.
One of the big advantages of the Bolt as a police car is that because there's no transmission per se in an electric vehicle, when you step on the accelerator, the car just sort of takes right off. And that's a little different than the gasoline-powered police cars, which have a little bit of sluggishness when they first take off. So it's very quick off the line. It's had no problem keeping up with local chases, the few that we've had with it. And it's very, very quiet. So if I have to sort of sneak up on something that's going on, the bad guys don't know that I'm there.
Currently, plug-in vehicle sales in the U.S. account for a very small percentage of all vehicles sold. But we're starting to see a new generation of drivers for whom nothing else will do.
I started driving on electric vehicles about 8 years ago. I took my driving test in a Nissan Leaf.
And don't forget, EVs are not limited to four-wheelers.
I rode motorcycles for a really long time. I grew up on motorcycles because my parents both ride. When I heard that there was electric motorcycles out there, I was intrigued and wanted to find out more. So I actually rode up to the closest place that had an electric motorcycle for sale, which was in New Jersey, which was a couple hundred miles from where I live, and rode one and had a grin on my face from ear to ear all day long after that, and just knew I wanted one. So I've been riding electric ever since.
Of course, the other big benefit of electric vehicles is lower cost of ownership and maintenance.
I really haven't had much to fix on it, so it's been very low cost, very low maintenance.
In a nutshell, EVs are so much less expensive to own and operate. It's about 4 cents a mile to run an EV. The maintenance is like non-existent. You're not worrying about going to the shop for oil changes or anything like that. And they've pretty been maintenance-free for us for the most part.
The number of publicly accessible charging stations reached about 26,000 in 2020, offering over 83,500 outlets. But most owners we talk to say that bypassing the gas station and fueling at home is the greatest benefit of owning an EV. Plug into a 110-volt outlet, and virtually any electric vehicle can be fully charged overnight for a fraction of what a tank of gasoline or diesel would cost.
It costs a little over $1 to charge up from 0 to full, so I can get 160 miles on $1.
For those who've made the electric switch, it seems there's no going back.
EVs are fun to drive, and they're easy, they're safe too, and I wouldn't really want to be in anything else.